Alright guys, how's it going? Hold My Helmet Football Podcast, Will Reichling, your host here. We are back for another Top 10 NFL Quarterback video. The Top 10 NFL Quarterbacks going to 2025. We'll actually make it top 16. I'll be a little generous here. Why? Look, the 16th best quarterback statistically was similar to a top 5 quarterback 20, 30 years ago. The rules have changed. You can't hit over the middle. You can't hit high, can't hit him in the helmet. A lot of the rules nowadays benefits the offense, benefits the quarterback, benefits the receiver. So all in all, benefits the quarterback. So you'll see numbers, have a guy have elite numbers, Sam Darnold, not even make the top 10, top 15. That's kind of how it goes nowadays. There's going to be a lot of guys that are on the top 13, 14 fringe. Some of the guys that I have at 11, 12, 13, you're going to think is a top 10 guy. Some of the guys I have at 8, 9, you're going to think is the 15th best quarterback in the league. It really fluctuates year to year. It really does. But at number 1, we all know Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. If you don't think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, you're bugging. You're bugging. Either you hate Taylor Swift, you hate Travis Kelce, maybe you hate Jackson Mahomes for all I care. I don't care. He's made 7 straight AFC Championship games. I know he got blown out in the last Super Bowl. I know that he had the lowest yards per attempt in his career last year. He made 7 straight AFC Championship games, 3 straight Super Bowl appearances. Am I starting to get concerned? Absolutely. Absolutely. He had the least touchdown passes in a season last year for a full season for him because he had 26 a couple of years ago before that, but he missed a couple of games. Lowest for his career in this season, 26 touchdown passes in 16 games. I mean, that's a little concerning for me. Career low in yards per attempt. You add Xavier Worthy. You think they're going to take more deep shots. He dinked and dunked more than he ever did. I know you lost Rashee Rice. You get him back next season. Look, I know people are ready to dethrone Patrick Mahomes from being the top quarterback in the league, but he needs to show me a little bit less than making the AFC Championship game over and over and over again with not that talented of an offensive roster. I mean, who's their running back? Pacheco was good, then he got hurt, came back, wasn't the same. Kareem Hunt played a decent role. Kelsey's washed. Rashee Rice was out for the year. Worthy stepped up a little bit towards the end. But, think about it. Did he really have that much to work with last season? They had Hopkins. He seemed like a shell of himself. So, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I think he'll be right back in the AFC Championship game next year. Let's have him lose a playoff game in the first round. Let's have him not make the playoffs before we don't anoint him as the best quarterback in the league. Now, 2, 3, 4. The second, third, and fourth best quarterback in the league. I feel like that can go either way, depending on your opinion. You could put Burrow at 2, Allen at 3, Lamar at 4, Lamar at 2, Burrow 3, Allen 4, Allen 3, Burrow 4, Lamar 2. It can go in any order, and I would be fine with it. I don't have a problem with you putting Allen 2. I don't have a problem with you putting Burrow at 2. I don't have a problem with you putting Lamar Jackson at 2. But to me, the second best quarterback in the league is Lamar Jackson. He puts up video game-like numbers, especially last season. 41 touchdowns, 4 picks, led the league in passer rating. I think he had almost a 119 passer rating. I mean, he's won 2 MVPs. That wasn't even an MVP season. Might have been his best. He's beaten Joe Burrow head-to-head. I think he's 6-1 against Joe Burrow head-to-head. And when it comes to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, say I'm a GM. I'm starting a franchise. First pick in the draft to start this franchise. Mahomes is taken. I got Lamar Jackson. I got Josh Allen. Who am I taking to start my franchise with? I'm taking Lamar Jackson. I mean, Josh Allen has a big arm. I understand that. Josh Allen can move too. But Lamar Jackson is the best running quarterback I've ever seen in my lifetime. He's better than Michael Vick was, better than Randall Cunningham, better than all those guys that I've seen before him. 2 MVPs. I think eventually he's going to win that Super Bowl that he desperately needs. And I think eventually he's going to prove himself in the playoffs. He was not bad in the second half of last year's playoffs. So I think Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback in the league. I think he's proven it over and over again. He's become an elite passer. Not only is he a good passer from the pocket, he's become an elite passer from the pocket. So add that with his running ability, his elite pocket awareness, and his pocket presence, throwing the ball from the pocket. I think he's the second best quarterback. I'm sorry, I do. So what does that leave? Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. 3 and 4. Who do I think's 3? Who do I think's 4? Again, GM, starting a franchise from scratch. Lamar and Mahomes off the board. Do I take Josh Allen? Do I take Joe Burrow? I'm taking Josh Allen. I'm sorry. I know Joe Burrow. I had him at number 2 last season, but if you really stack up the raw talent, Josh Allen has a bigger arm. Josh Allen's more mobile. Josh Allen's done more with less weapons like he did last season. Look, the Bengals had a terrible defense last year, but the Bills' defense wasn't great either, and they had less weapons on offense, but Josh Allen made it work. He made it work, and I really think he has more God-given ability than Burrow. I love Burrow. I think Burrow, look, next year, I could be switching my mind. I could be like, okay, Burrow's back to 2. It's going to be fluid. It's a fluid list, especially from 2 to 4. Lamar, Allen, Burrow. I think that's going to fluctuate over the years. I really do. It's hard to say right now who's going to end up being better all time, Allen, Lamar, Burrow. But right now, I have Lamar 2, Allen 3, and I'll have Burrow at 4. Look, it's hard to say Burrow, like, think about it for a second. It's hard to say that Joe Burrow is the 4th best quarterback in the league when he essentially had the best stats overall for a quarterback last season. Led the league with touchdown passes with 43. Look, his defense was horrendous. I understand that. But I know T. Higgins also missed some time. There's some injuries there. But when you have Jamar Chase for the entire season and T. Higgins for half the season, you expect to win a couple more games. I'm sorry, you do. Did Lamar... Pause for a second. Let's think about this. Has Lamar Jackson ever had the wide receiver weapons that Joe Burrow's had? Has Josh Allen ever had the wide receiver weapons that Joe Burrow's had? Yes, he had Diggs. But Diggs was not Jamar Chase. And when he had Diggs, what was his second best receiver? Cole Beasley, John Ross. And I love Joe Burrow. I really do. I think he has the best footwork from the pocket in the league. I think his pocket presence is elite. You see him dodging sacks all the time. He's an elite quarterback. I had him at 2 last year, but like I'm starting to think, is he a product of the weapons around him? Like LSU, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, had all these weapons around him. He was elite, let's be honest, he was. But if he was missing Jamar Chase, if he was missing T. Higgins, would he be the same quarterback? I know people want to blame the defense last year, but you can't win MVP. People are arguing Joe Burrow the MVP last season. You can't win MVP if you can't even make the playoffs, and I will keep saying that until the day I die. So he's bounced down to 4. They've also gone off to too many slow starts to begin the season. Again, this season's slow start once again, and it cost them. I said it. Eventually, it's going to cost you. So it did. So 2 to 4. Look, those 3 you could interchange. You want to put Burrow 2? I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. To me, he's 4, just on talent alone. Lamar Jackson's a video game. Josh Allen is just ridiculous, and Joe Burrow's crazy too. But you have to make these lists, and sometimes they're going to be tough. People might not agree with me, but fuck you, I guess. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Keep watching, please. Number 5, Matt Stafford. I've been not a hater. I've had him in my top 10 for the last couple seasons, but I don't know. There's been guys I have liked better than him, but there's no doubt that when he's on, he's on. His numbers weren't even great last year, but you saw in the playoff game, he almost knocked out the Eagles. They almost came back and knocked out the Eagles. Jalen Carter didn't save the day with a sack. He might have thrown a touchdown pass to Puka. So let's be honest. Matt Stafford, when he's on, is an elite quarterback. And I think he's got 1 to 2 more elite years in him. And just from his experience, his pocket presence, his arm, you see the arm talent. He might have the best arm in the league. I mean, arguably. So I got to put him at 5. I have to put him at 5 for now. This might be a 1-year thing because I think I had him like 8 or 9 last year. So this might not last for long because he's brittle. He's very brittle. They get Devontae Adams. It's win-now situation. This could be an elite season for Stafford. If the offensive line if the line can keep him upright, this could be an elite season. I really do feel like that. Number 6. So there's 2 people that come to mind for 6. Where's Jalen Hurts been? Why isn't he in your top 5, Will? And Jayden Daniels. That guy's a stud. He's a top 5 quarterback, Will. Why is he not in there? So who's number 6? I think Jayden Daniels is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. And I don't think that's crazy to say. His 90.6 overall PFF grade is the highest ever recorded by PFF for a rookie quarterback. No one thought the Commanders were going to be good before the season started. No one. No one thought their roster was good. No one thought they would win the division, which they didn't, I understand. No one thought they'd make the playoffs. No one thought they'd make the NFC Championship game. No one. And after the season, people were like, oh, yeah, the Commanders have a good roster. They need a piece or two. No, Jayden Daniels made that roster good. Jayden Daniels made that roster elite. Jayden Daniels made Dan Campbell. Jayden Daniels made Dan Quinn look elite. Okay? So, look at Jalen Hurts' roster. Look at Jayden Daniels' roster. Yes, Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl, but Jalen Hurts, like, people are acting like he's a top 5 quarterback right now. Like, yeah, he deserves respect after winning a Super Bowl, but he threw 18 touchdown passes last season. Yes, I know he like rushed for like 12 or 13 on over half of them being the tush push. But he threw 18 touchdown passes last season. He's not a top 5 quarterback. He's the top 10 quarterback, maybe top 8, top 7. He's not top 5. So I have Jayden Daniels at 6, and I'm going to put Jalen Hurts at 7. I think Jayden Daniels is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I think Jayden Daniels has a better arm for the pocket, better pocket presence, knows where to go with the ball more, makes less mistakes. I think Jayden Daniels is a better quarterback, and I don't think that's crazy to say at all. So Jayden Daniels 6, Jalen Hurts 7. And I think that's a very respected spot for Jalen Hurts. 7, winning a Super Bowl, you get your respect. You're a top 10 quarterback for sure. But I just don't think you're top 5. You don't have top 5 ability when it comes to throwing the ball. You have a good deep ball, but when it comes to, we're going to learn right now because Kellen Moore just went to the Saints. So we will see. Now you lose another offensive coordinator. Will you struggle again? We will see for sure. Number 8, and I want to put him higher, Baker Mayfield. I really feel like Baker deserves this. And I was a Baker hater back in the day. I didn't like his attitude. I thought he was cocky. I thought he was a little shit. But multiple injuries last year, and he still carried the Bucs. He still carried them. 41 touchdown passes and a 107 passer rating. Lose Godwin for the season, don't matter. The team almost beat the Chiefs. Remember that throw where he was like fighting off the defender, made an elite throw? I really think Baker Mayfield has become a really, really good quarterback. Not only a good story, he's a good quarterback. And I would take him over who I have 9, Justin Herbert. I would take Baker Mayfield right now over Justin Herbert. I would. I would take Baker Mayfield over Justin Herbert right now. Justin Herbert was number 5 for me last season. He was number 5 for me for the last 2 years. I finally dropped him. I dropped him to 9. Why? Eventually, he needs to have success in the playoffs. Not even just win the games. He needs to play good in playoff games. He had more picks in that playoff game last year than he did the entire regular season. 3 picks in the regular season, 4 picks in the playoffs. So eventually, I love Justin Herbert. He's got top 5 ability. But eventually, he has to go out there in the playoffs and just play well. Play well, because you still haven't won a playoff game. We're not even talking about winning a playoff game. You're talking about playing well and closing off a game, which he couldn't close off the Jaguars, and he certainly didn't close off or even start to close off against the Texans last year. So it was embarrassing. So Herbert's dropped all the way from 5 to 9, and Baker's produced. Baker's won playoff games. Herbert hasn't. So Baker's better right now. I'm sorry. Herbert might have more God-given ability, but Baker's got a damn good arm too, and he's got a moxie and leadership and maturity that sets him apart from other players in the league. So Baker 8, Herbert 9. Number 10, rounding off the top 10, Jordan Love. Jordan Love, who, it was an up and down year for him, okay? I'll admit that. I feel like I'm still confused about what he is. In this top 10, the 2 quarterbacks that I'm confused about the most, Justin Herbert and Jordan Love. Jordan Love, like, what is he? Is he what he was in the second half of 2023 and in the playoffs, being elite, throwing touchdowns, not throwing picks, making elite throws, off balance, doesn't matter, touchdown passes all over the place? Or is he what we saw last season? Is he inconsistent? Is he up and down? Does he have a great game and a lot of turnovers in the next game? Like, we don't know yet. I think this season's going to decide, kind of, is Jordan Love a top 10 quarterback, or is he a guy that has great moments but is inconsistent? And number 11, this guy's very consistent, Jared Goff. It's going to be interesting to see him without Ben Johnson. He's clearly a good starting NFL quarterback. He's clearly a top 12 NFL quarterback. It just defines on now, is he going to be in the top 7, 8, or is he going to be teetering around 13, 14, 15? So I like Jared Goff. He doesn't move well, doesn't have big hands, which causes him to fumble a lot when he gets sacked. But look, they have weapons there. They're going to be fine next year. They'll probably win the division again. Can they have success in the playoffs? They need to get back to the NFC Championship game. That loss to the Commanders was embarrassing. It really was. So Goff's 11, and I feel confident in that. CJ Stroud is 12. He did regress in the regular season, but he still won a playoff game. He won a playoff game. He looked good in that playoff game, so I'm not worried about him. I think he's fine. I called it. It was typical sophomore slump. Defense finally got film on you. You're the hunted. You're not the hunter. I knew that was going to happen. Now it'll be quiet again. He won a playoff game. He's going to be just fine. I love CJ Stroud. Number 13. Look, I got roasted for Dak over Purdy, but I'm going to put Dak here. Literally 2 seasons ago, he was runner-up for MVP. He's had 3 seasons with 30-plus touchdowns. A couple of years ago, he won back-to-back 12-plus games, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. This guy's a good quarterback in the regular season. We have to stop hating. Yes, he sucked in the playoffs. Yes, he sucked in critical moments. But he has been a good quarterback in the regular season, Dak Prescott. Look at his numbers. He has been good. And he's not always had the best talent around him. Yes, he's had CD, but in some years he hasn't had anything else. So Dak Prescott is a decent quarterback. And eventually, maybe I'll put Brock Purdy, who's 14, over Dak Prescott, but I need to see it for another year or two. Brock Purdy had an elite 2 years, but last year fell off a cliff a little bit with a lot of injuries, I understand, but I need to see it more from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a top 15 quarterback, no doubt. All time, if he was able if he had the minimum number of pass attempts, all time, he was at the highest passer rating, second in yards per attempt, fourth in completion percentage. Brock Purdy would be elite, but he fell off last year, fell off a cliff once his star players got injured. So I have to see it one more year. Just one more year, and you're probably going to be over Dak. Maybe you'll be to top 10 to 11, 12, okay? Number 15, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, who definitely has top 10 ability, but he's proven that, one, he's short. He can't really see over the line of scrimmage. He has to move out of the pocket. Sometimes he gets deflected on a lot of balls. And can he take that team to the next level? Because we saw him get blown out in that Rams game and quit. And last year they had some momentum and kind of fell off a cliff again. So Kyler Murray has all the talent in the world. He definitely deserved to be the number 1 overall pick. I had him in the top 10 a few years ago. He has top 10 talent for sure, but there's a couple things like his size and his motivation that hold him back, and hopefully he'll mature with that over the years, but it might just be he is what he is, man. Number 16, Tua. I think Tua showed last year when he was hurt. I think Tua showed more not playing than when he played, because when Tua didn't play, the Dolphins sucked. When he came back, they were competent. They were a competent team. Tua is a valuable quarterback. Is he elite? We know he's not. We know he sucks in cold weather. We know he sucks in the playoffs. We know he sucks against good teams. But he is like Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, a guy that can win you games when you need it most. So you got to give Tua his respect. He's still a top 16 quarterback. And one honorable mention, Bo Nix. Bo Nix is way faster than people think. Bo Nix has a way better arm than people think. And I think Bo Nix has shown that he's a legit starting quarterback. So that's my top 15 right there. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. 3, Josh Allen. 4, Joe Burrow. 5, Matt Stafford. 6, Jayden Daniels. 7, Jalen Hurts. 8, Baker. 9, Justin Herbert. 10, Jordan Love. 11, Jared Goff. 12, CJ Stroud. 13, Dak. 14, Brock Purdy. 15, Kyler Murray. 16, Tua. Thanks, guys. See you next week.